What's going on YouTube? It's Freedom Reviews, and sorry for the change of scenery here, but I'm actually over in the East Coast. I'm actually looking for a brand new house. But I did get this product in because this is actually something I want to use while I'm here, so I figured I'd unbox it and kind of show it off for you guys. So what I have in house today is going to be the new Razer Seiren BT. So this is a Bluetooth lapel mic that can attach to your shirt and then attach to your phone via Bluetooth. And it's supposed to give you some consistent audio when you're out either live streaming, vlogging, kind of doing whatever you want. And since I'm here in Boston, you know, I'm actually a big fan of beer and stuff like that. So I'm going to go to a couple breweries. I wanted to kind of vlog that experience, you know, do something a little different. And I figured, what better solution than the Seiren BT? So let's get this thing cracked open. All right, it looks like it's got a magnetic tab on the right, and we pull it open, and there we go. Give you some app information here, as well as a letter from Min, like it always has. Manual, I'm sure it's got stickers with it. And then there's the device itself. All right, I'm gonna pull that out. Let's see what we have here. So it looks like we got some wind socks here. Don't mind the cat in the background there, if you probably heard that. There we go. So it's got a foam windsock as well as a furry windsock. Okay, that's nice enough. I believe the charging cable for this guy. Yep, there we go. There's that charging cable. Let's actually see what kind of cable it is. Ooh, and very nice here. So it looks like it's a USB Type-C to a USB Type-A. It is kind of a small cable though, so nothing too bad. But there we go on that. And let's look at the actual device itself. There it is. It's actually really tiny. It's actually reminiscent of like an old, I think like an iPod Shuffle, I think. Kind of reminds me of, because it is metal. It's actually really pretty well built here. All right, it's got a 3.5mm headphone jack at the top. I assume you can plug any wired headphones into this little guy and actually turn it into a wireless headset because it just pairs to your phone. So that's really neat. There's the charging cable down there. And then on this side we have, looks like our function button. So, you know what? I'm going to power this guy on and kind of see what we get. All right, and we got the little Seiren BT attached to my shirt. We have it connected to the phone. Now, I actually can't hear this back, so let me know how it actually sounds. But I'm definitely going to be using this thing, I think, to get more consistent audio, because now I can move around, do what I need to do, and then my audio stays the same. So I think that's really neat. I think that's really cool. So I'm going to go to a couple places, maybe some loud environments, because this does have a built-in noise gate. And I'm going to see how well it actually works within the real world. So I'll see you in our first stop. All right, guys, so it's actually a fairly windy day today in Boston. So you know what? I decided to put this thing on and step outside and kind of see how it actually handles this wind. So I'm getting a little bit of wind in my face right now, and it's actually pretty cold. I was not expecting it to be this cold today, but you know, I kind of wanted to see how this thing's going to handle indirect wind. So I'm going to kind of move around a little bit here, see if I can get the wind to brush against that windscreen, see how effective this is. Ooh, getting a nice gust right now. Woo! All right, well, hopefully that's a good job. And then, of course, real quick, I switched on over to the iPhone camera so that we can do a nice side-by-side comparison. So what you just heard was the Razer Seiren BT, and now I actually have the iPhone going right now. So I'm going to see if we can get a nice gust of wind coming our way. It's a little died down at the moment, but I'm hoping a nice gust will come in. So let me see if I can hear anything on this recording. All right, guys, we're actually here. We went to the Sam Adams Tap Room. Main reason why we came here is because they have a beer called Minas Tirith that is a Lord of the Rings beer, because they made it with some New Zealand hops. And I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. For those who do not know, I even wear one ring on my hand. I absolutely love that stuff, so I'm beyond excited to try this beer. But another reason why I wanted to come here is because it's quite loud here. A lot of people are talking, glasses are being filled in the background, a lot of things are happening, as well as the music being quite loud. So I wanted to see how the Seiren BT can actually handle like a vlogging situation. I did bring my AirPods, as well as going to use the actual microphone on the phone to see whether or not it sounds better or worse. So right now we're listening to that Seiren BT. And I think we're going to go into our first beer, and then we'll switch over to the AirPods, have a beer there, switch over to the iPhone mic, have a beer there, and then finale, we're going to have another beer.
Wonder if I can get it a little higher.
And all right, so what I'm going to do here is that we're actually going to start with the 26.2 brew, which is a German ghost beer. And apparently this was made with the Boston Athletic Association in 2012 for the Boston Marathon, which is only exclusive at a certain amount of pubs here.
It says here that's an ancient German style, brewed with 50% wheat and flavored with coriander and salt. The result is a light-bodied, very refreshing beer, perfect for rehydrating after a marathon. It says it's like Gatorade but for adults. So I'm interested in trying this thing, so let's go ahead and see what it's like. And there it is. Let's see if this really is Gatorade for adults. Oh, wow. It's beautiful, actually.
Can I try it?
Very light-bodied, very refreshing. Ooh, a lot of coriander in it, though.
Gatorade?
Not Gatorade, coriander, you silly.
Yum.
That's very, very, very good. I like this one a lot, actually.
I like this color.
All right, so I'm going to switch over to the AirPods, and we're going to drink another beer. We're going to see how that sounds with all the ambient noise and all that stuff. We're going to see which one sounds the best, so let's move on over.
Okay, now we've switched on over to the Apple AirPods Pro. I do have both ears on, so I'm at least going to try my next beer here, and we're going to see how this one goes. The next one we're going to be going up with now is going to be the State Street Ale. Now, this is an exclusive to this location, and it is a English pale ale, and I do love me some good pale ales. It says it's earthy with spicy hop notes and smooth malt body. Now, they don't really give us too much information in terms of like IBU or alcohol percentages, so I'm not saying anything about that. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. So this is it right here. That's the State Street Ale. It's a beautiful color, actually. I really like it. So, it smells great. Let's try it. It doesn't wow me. I'm just going to be honest. It's good. Like, it doesn't taste bad. There's just nothing wowing about it. I like the other one, the 26.2. This is just, it's easy to drink.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. But other than that, just kind of there. I'm still going to drink it, though. All right, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to switch over to the iPhone mic, and we're going to try it there to kind of give an idea on what that's going to be like, and then we're going to save Minas Tirith, the beer that I'm actually here for last. So, let's switch over to the iPhone mic, try a beer. I'll see you in the next one. All right, now we've switched on over to the iPhone's built-in microphone, so I wonder how this is actually going to sound. I know the iPhone can pick up a lot of things, so I think we're going to get a lot of sounds around us. All right, now we're going to be trying the 2022 House Blend. So what this is that they're using coffee beans called the Space Cadet beans from a place called Atomic Roasters. They claim this beer is dark, roasty, delicious, and everything you need in a dark beer. Now, I am a secret fan of porters. I love dark beers, but they usually disappoint me, honestly, because they're usually never really that good. So, I'm hoping for this one. I love when they use coffee beans. If it's done right, it tastes really good. So, cheers. Holy shit, that's coffee.
Is it?
That's coffee beer. This just tastes like coffee. Oh. If you're a coffee drinker, just get this. Oh, that'll get you going. That's really good.
All right, here we are back on the Seiren BT. So, tell me how that all sounded in the comments below, but we have come. We have come to the final beer, and the beer that I came all this way for, which is Minas Tirith. So if you know what Minas Tirith is the capital of Gondor. That's where everything is, where one of the white trees are. And so what they claim this is, and the reasons why they call it Minas Tirith, is because they are using experimental hops from New Zealand, which is where those movies were filmed. So that's pretty cool. And then it also says it delivers a huge mango and pineapple punch. So I'm expecting this to be fairly fruity now, but I'm still excited for it nonetheless. Doesn't really produce any kind of smell. It just smells wet. It's not really producing any kind of smell, but you know what? Let's try it anyway. Oh my god. That's really refreshing. That's really good, especially for something that they're saying is a dry hopped pale lager. This is overall like pretty damn good. I don't know what else to say about this one. Honestly, out of all of these, I really like the 26.2. That's probably my favorite one out of all these. The Minas Tirith is really good. It's a good second, honestly. I may have gotten my hopes a little too high, though, because when somebody calls something Minas Tirith, then I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is. I'm like, all right, let's go for it. I could buy a pack of that, though. Not bad at all. All right, guys, so that's going to be my little real-world test between 3 different mic inputs to kind of see, would this mic even be viable for $100 for somebody that does mobile streaming, for somebody that does do mobile vlogging or whatnot. I mean, this is pretty simple, honestly. I have my phone set up on a tripod, got the mic just on my shirt like that, and I'm just going, versus having to do any kind of weird setups or having to have a pretty big camera here, like my wife has, just pulling it out like that. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but I like to be quick, easy about it, and just set up my phone. So maybe this is a good solution for you. It's a good solution for me, at least I think. And yeah, let's go to my final thoughts. All right, guys, so I've actually checked into a hotel. We're going to be staying at Encore Casino in the Boston Harbor tonight. So you can kind of see behind me, I got some nice little pan shots of Boston here, which is kind of nice. We did go to Sam Adams Tap Room right in the city of Boston. Got a nice shirt, which I absolutely love. And for my final pour or my final beer of the day, I did walk out with a bomber, or they're calling this one the Growler. But I did walk out of it something called Phantasmic Force, which is a hazy IPA. And they were nice enough to tell me how much alcohol this one has, which is at 7.1%. So, I had to go and grab a nice chalice from them. Ooh, that's so nice. You know what? While I have my final pour here, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Seiren BT and really what I think about it, what I think about using it, what I think about how this is going to be implemented in the sense of a vlogger or somebody that's more mobile, like a mobile streamer. Even I've seen people trying to use this for cooking streams too. So I'm really going to talk about this thing and what I really think about it. So first sip of the last pour. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. So realistically here, this is a small-based lapel microphone that can attach anywhere. What I really love about this thing, excuse the noise, is I can hold this guy right up here like this. I can set it down on the table. I can even attach this thing to my hat like that, right? So this thing can go basically anywhere. And it's got a 3.5mm headphone jack at the bottom here, which can turn any pair of headphones wireless, which is really kind of neat. And at the end of the day, although, yeah, it kind of sounds like a headset mic, it's still consistent. That was the big thing I was talking about earlier, was it was consistent. If you listen to the audio from either the AirPods Pro or even directly off the iPhone, you could hear a lot of noise in the background, right? Now, keep in mind, I actually have the noise gate on this one set to low. So I wanted to hear at least more things and not have it sound too robotic. But there's still a higher setting in the event that you're in a really, really, really noisy place. Out of all the microphone inputs that I tested that were considered mobile inputs, I think this one sounds the best. Maybe not the best in terms of like richness and I wouldn't even say clarity, but maybe full-bodied, because like I said, this still sounds like a headset microphone, but consistency is probably the best word I would use for this microphone. It is consistent. And I can move around. So I don't have to just sit right here and talk to you guys right here. I could be moving around. So I'm thinking about this like in a vlogging sense. I could set my camera out over here and kind of walk around this hotel room, or even go into the casino and where all the bells and whistles are going. I was even in the tap room and there was music playing, which I'm probably going to get copyrighted for, but whatever. There was a bunch of glasses being thrown whatever. People were talking behind us. It was a busy place. And I thought it sounded better for what it was. Excuse me, I'm going to take another sip here. Right? I thought it sounded better. And at $100, man, it's going to be hard to beat this little guy. It really is. Because you can go get a pair of wired headphones for your iPhone, which are going to cost you around, $50 to $60. A little extra cash here will get you something that's wireless, and then can turn your wired headphones into a wireless headphone. So that's really cool. And on top of that, even the AirPods Pro, it just sounded like it was trying almost too hard to cancel out the noise behind me. It sounded like a phone call, and I don't like that. This at least sounds like a microphone. So, call it not perfect, call it not the best things. There's different lapel mics out there. I know like Rode, is very famous for having its lapel mics and its wireless kit. But those are dramatically more expensive. And of course they're going to sound better. And they damn well should sound better. $100. Could you easily go, oh yeah, that thing's not worth that? Sure. you know, wait until this thing goes on sale. Wait till Amazon has a used one. You could probably pick it up for $80 at that point, if that's your biggest concern. But for what it is, I really think Razer actually knocked this one out of the park. I honestly think that this is going to become an integral part of my kit when I vlog. When I want to go out and travel and see different things, I really think this is the one I'm going to bring. And another thing, guys, the portability of this thing. I kept this just in my pocket. You know that little change pocket that you have? You know, let me stand up. Let me just show you here. Right. This little pocket right here. Yeah, that's where I kept it, right? So right in my pants pocket, it just fit perfectly in there. It's got that lapel clip on it. So like I said, you can put on my hat, put it anywhere I want. And it just works. Like, and I love the feature of it. So I'm having some hard times really finding the cons on it. Like, if you think it's overpriced, you think it's overpriced. I personally think $100 is fair for what it is. And the battery life is pretty good. I did have to charge it because I was using it and testing it and playing with it. So it did run low on battery. So I eventually had to plug it in and charge it, but it only took about maybe an hour to fully charge. And then it lasts anywhere between like 7 to 12 hours, depending on the noise gate that you use. And it's got a low latency mode too. So for what it is, and for what I'm going to use it for, I think it's pretty good, honestly. Now, granted, right now, because there's no noise around me and I'm in my own room, yeah, this is probably where the iPhone's built-in camera most likely will sound better. The iPhone camera, at the end of the day, does sound pretty good. And I'm in a pretty silent environment, honestly. So, sure, if you want to do it like that, do it like that. However, when we're in a really noisy environment, this thing shines. It honestly shines. And I would say go back in the video and look at us at the tap room. And, you know, use your own ears. And I would definitely say comment down below and tell me which one you thought sounded the best. I'm putting my money into the Razer Seiren BT personally. There are better options, of course. There are different solutions out there, but this is one of those solutions. And I think for what it is, it ain't that bad. So guys, tell me what you thought in the comments below on what you thought about the Seiren BT. I do want to start doing some at least reviews while I'm in the transitions of moving to Boston. I'm trying to find the best brewery here, honestly. So you guys let me know of any cool finds that you have, any cool brews that you would recommend. And I want to start maybe vlogging some of those little excursions I'm going to go on. I started with Sam Adams because I like Sam Adams, and I've always wanted one of these chalices, so I had to stop by and actually grab one of these things. So I actually had a great time at Sam Adams. Honestly, the tap room that's on the State Street in downtown Boston is absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere was really nice. They had every kind of seating which way that you wanted. The food I didn't get to try. It really wasn't an extensive menu that wowed me personally. So I really wouldn't go there for food, but I don't really go to a brewery for food. I go to a brewery to taste the beer. And they had some exclusives on tap. I tried Minas Tirith, as you guys saw, and I was pretty impressed. And I'm usually pretty impressed by Sam Adams, honestly. They usually do some pretty solid work. So I have no real complaints. This thing is absolutely delicious. Again, this is that Phantasmic Force that I had as my final brew here. And ultimately, this is pretty great. But if you guys have any other places that you'd like me to go and try out, because I'd love to try all these different kinds of beers. So you guys, please let me know in the comments below. For those looking for a real-world review on the Razer Seiren BT, I hope that this review helped you. I also hope you got a little bit of enjoyment out of me tasting some different beers that are out there in the world. And lastly, if you guys liked this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.